on duty, how much he's getting paid. But the criticism that I have with the entire organization and the way that the Trump administration is handling everything is they're not going after the criminals. They're not going after the people who are doing bad. They're just walking up to random people, whether they are citizens or not, and asking them you to show your ID. Like that is where I'm drawing the line because like what are we even talking about at that point? You're able to personally profile a person based off of their skin tone. Their accent is also another thing that they're going based off of, and pretty much to say, "Oh, you don't have your," and then get like that is the issue. And like I said, only 30% of the people who are they are detaining are actually criminals, and only 5% of the people that they are detaining are actually people who committed violent crimes. So that stat alone, and shout out to Jubilee, the guy on Jubilee, I think it's Isaiah Martin. I think that guy was amazing. That was a great debate. It was amazing, right? But when you talk about the real stats of the situation, it seems counterproductive according to what they're actually producing and what they're saying and within the campaign. That, oh, they're still they're out here doing all these different crimes and they're making it unsafe in the country and all these different things. Whereas that's not what the operation is showing, But let's check and see what the ICE agent real life has to say about his actual pay.
Are you serious? You don't know what
I think you'd be surprised.
They don't pay you more than his GoFundMe can come up with, so.
Will you tell us what the GS rating is? No. So that's what it is. You probably make what, 50,000 maybe? How long have you been serving ICE?
It's less than 50,000.
Less than 50,000, bro. So I made more as a carpenter, a junior fucking carpenter, not even a fucking master carpenter, than you do as a repressor, as a violator of the Constitution.
Wow, so he makes less than 50,000. Okay, so that report was a little bit off. I mean, it's not exact. It said between 51 to 89,000 plus, but I guess it just depends on how many years you have within the service.
ICE agents are getting their $50,000 bonus, but they didn't read the fine print because there is no honor amongst thieves. So in the contract for the ICE agents' $50,000 sign-on bonus, they have to sign on to be there for 5 years. They get $10,000 for every year of service, which is great. They got $10,000 when they first signed up. They'll get the next $10,000 in their second year. Here's where the problems come in. They have to fulfill their contract. If they leave early, they have to pay back the bonus.
Yeah.
So if they leave and try to get out of ICE before that 5 years is up, they have to pay back that $10,000. If they wait and make it to 2 years, they have to pay back the $20,000 and so on and so on. So these ICE agents who are now discovering that the job they thought was going to be so much fun, wrangling up and attacking people they feel like shouldn't be here, and now they're being hated at, yelled at, whistled at, screamed at, haunt at constantly, because that does wear on the psyche. They now can't leave, or they're going to owe the $10,000 they just got back,
or $50,000 if they got it in other situations. So, or if you're fired, you also get it in jeopardy too. So it's layers to it, and I'm not about to act like every single company, or not every single company, but a lot of companies don't do this because a lot of companies do that. They give stipulation bonuses. It's all within a specific contract. That's why it's very important that you read the fine print. Read and understand what you're getting yourself into before you actually sign that contract, because on the flip end, you may end up shooting yourself in the foot. But this is the reality that a lot of ICE agents are speaking and saying out as we speak. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below.
As you see, it's not worth breaking the law for a charlatan. Evidence bears out. Because they effectively manipulate you to do their bidding. And they're not even giving you what they promised. And the worst part is they put so much fine print in there. They knew that these people they hired would not read the fine print of their contract. You get the $50,000 if you stay there for 5 years. Well, there's a couple things, notable mentions here. You don't know if the budget priorities are going to change with the next president. Because 5 years is going to surpass the next presidential election, yet alone the midterms. And they're predicating this based on election results also. So the Democrats do a phenomenal job winning this year. Those ICE agents are going to be in a world of trouble. So they can face legal problems. They may not want to deal with the public scrutiny or the legal issues. It may become too much. But if they resign early, they're going to be forced to pay that money back. And you're only getting $10,000 a year. You're not getting the $50,000 up front. So it's a $10,000 bonus a year for every year you stay on. But for one, if you quit early, you don't get the $50,000. And worse yet, you have to pay it back. So they're going to force you to pay it back if you don't finish the term, 5-year contract. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that actually signed up did not necessarily sign up for that. Now, there's some people that did. They knew what they were getting into and they wanted to do it because they're enjoying it. I mean, I don't even want to predicate or judge what kind of human beings they are, but they're enjoying it. Unfortunately, because there are some monsters in society amongst us. But probably a lot of people that were in desperate economic situations too. It's not like the economy's great. A lot of people are just trying to make quick money. They're trying to find something they think is stable and is going to give them a decent paycheck. And there's a lot of people that signed up. I'm sure there's people that signed up just because they wanted to go work for the government. They wanted a pension. They wanted to make about upwards of $50,000 plus a year. It's like basically it's why a lot of people join the military. So the opportunities are very narrow, especially right now. But they're basically being forced into a contract and promised things are not being delivered. So it's basically a way to loop you in to doing their bidding for this empire. You're effectively part of this empire. You signed a contract. So everything they do, you have to hold the bag for. If you do anything for them, they're going to throw you under the bus. If you're disloyal to them, they're going to ask for that money back. So if you get into something and you decided you don't want to continue being an ICE agent, they don't care. You're going to pay that money back and you're not getting your bonus. You get fired. I don't know what happens if you get fired. I don't know if you're still forced to pay it back. That depends, but you probably will be. So it's just another way for the elite to effectively use regular people to do their bidding and make them basically their property. You're signed into a clause for us and for our own glory. So my advice to people that are in this contract is to get out. Because even if you stay and try to get that full bonus, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. Because, again, it's going to be predicated on the results of the elections. And if Democrats win, the way it's looking, Democrats are going to have a blowout in 2026. Don't think you're going to keep getting the same budget we've gotten every single time since Trump's been in office. That budget's going to get cut. There are people calling to abolish ICE right now. So it's going to become a thing. So you guys are going to get thrown under the bus. You're not guaranteed a bill of goods. So congratulations, you signed up for a prison clause contract. All right, y'all. You have a great day. You have a great night. See you later. Goodbye.